Marlon, good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Ian.
Mention your failures. Today you have 2 masters, just finished the PhD. But not only have you had these academic achievements in terms of the degrees, but you have had them at very high levels. Very impressive GPA scores.
Correct.
And those scores have been rewarded in terms of the kinds of awards that the university has given you. Let's talk about that.
Sure, Ian. Recently, I just received the Doctoral Student Achievement Award from the Texas Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, and I received that in February of this year. I've also...
Tell us what that means. It means that, yes.
It means that, I was the top doctoral student in Texas in marriage and family therapy for 2017.
In Texas?
That's right.
Because your main field now is in family
marriage and family therapy.
Marriage and family therapy. Tell us also about this national interest waiver and the significance of that. Don't worry about the phone. That's
the national interest waiver, Ian, is where you can self-petition, to become a permanent resident in the United States. And it's not just only academics. You have to show that you have national impact, in the U.S. And that is
so that means you have to make a case for gaining citizenship.
Well, it's actually to make a case for them to exempt you from a labor certification.
Okay.
And so what that means is that you have to have national impact.
National impact.
Yes, so that means you have to be published or present at professional national conferences.
Yes.
And you have to have it with exceptional ability, meaning that you have to belong to professional societies that you did not invite yourself to. But they invite you because of your achievements. For example, I'm a member of Sigma Alpha Pi, which is the National Society for Leadership and Success. And I'm also a member of Delta Kappa, which is the International Association for Marriage and Family Therapy.
Yes. And to be a member of the Delta Kappa, you have to be among a small percentage.
It's because to be a member, to be inducted in that society, your GPA would have to be at least 3.75.
Yes, yes.
Along with other things. And in fact, only 1% of marriage and family therapists get accepted to that society.
Important. Only 1%?
1%.
And you are a part of that 1%. And
sure.
This is coming from significant underachievement. We did not mention that you were, was it the 3 lowest classes in primary school? I mean, you had significant levels of underachievement between, say, 6 and up to when you...
When I started blossoming.
Yeah.
So my dad left when I was 6, and I was in grade 1 at the time, and that impacted me a whole lot. Father's
departure from your life.
That's right. Impacted me a whole lot, and he left for 9 years, and I did not see him for 9 years. And when I saw him for 1 day. So after I left, because my mom had problems getting, maintenance from him for us, myself and my sister. So when he left, I went to 2C at the time, which was the lowest, class in grade 2. Yes. Then I went to 3C, which was the lowest class in grade 3. Then I went to 4C, which was the lowest class in grade 4.
Yes. So you kind of barely managed. Well, you failed the common entrance.
Correct.
And then, but you ended up at St. Catherine High.
Yes, so I failed the common entrance, I failed the technical entrance twice, and then I passed the grade 9 achievement. And interestingly, a male teacher sat me down and talked to me, and when I was about to leave grade 8, and he said, "You have potential, you just need to settle down." And my dad came a month before, just for 1 day, a month before I took the grade 9 achievement, 1 month before, about a month, for 1 day. And for some reason, the light came on and I passed.
Just seeing your father for 1 day.
Yes.
A month before you took the grade 9 achievement.
Yes, because I've always...
You reversed the academic underachievement.
That was the beginning of the reversal.
Because the loss of your father in your life was
It was devastating.
It was devastating to you?
It was devastating because I didn't have a role model in terms of a male. Yes, I had my grandfather and so forth, but not having a father figure, you know, in a person's life or in my life at the time was very devastating.
The father wound was deep.
It was very deep. I did not know the impact of the absence of my father until I started getting into counseling and marriage and family therapy. The psychological scars were very deep, and as a result, it kind of numbed my potential. My potential, were like,
So tell us now about building back after you went to St. Catherine High. But even there, you had a challenge with English. Nobody who listens to you now
I had a challenge with English in St. Catherine High because I don't think I was, very focused. I had natural abilities, and so I would just, strive on those natural abilities. Like, for example, I'm naturally gifted in math, and so I never practiced math. And, like, I went home the day before Common Entrance, and I did 2 past papers, went in math, and got a 1.
Oh,
in fact,
the CXE?
Yes, CXE.
CXE, yeah.
And so I had a challenge, especially with English after St. Catherine High. I took English a few times after I graduated.
Failed?
And failed. And then, but what was crucial, Ian, it was that, I got baptized March 24th. 24th of March.
Yes.
And I graduated from St. Catherine High that same July. And so what was important, I started, in the church, and the church gave me a platform in terms of public speaking, and then I didn't like to read. And if you don't like to read, English is going to be a challenge.
True.
So I started reading the Bible, and I started reading other books, and then my expressions became clearer and clearer. And so that was... the rebuilding
so the church
process.
was a catalyst for you.
Yes, it was a catalyst.
Seventh-day Adventist church.
Yeah, Seventh-day Adventist church.
And you were a Seventh-day Adventist minister, in addition to being a licensed family and marriage counselor, therapist. You're a Seventh-day Adventist minister.
Yeah, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist minister and a licensed marriage and family therapist associate.
Yes.
So I carry ministerial credential from the North American division.
And you have an MDiv, Master of Divinity.
Yes, and I'm also a past student, alumnus of Northern Caribbean University.
We got the bachelor's in religion.
Yeah, with a minor in counseling.
Yeah. And the master's in divinity is from
Andrews.
the famed Andrews
That's right.
University. So your story shows that one can come from behind.
Oh, most definitely, Anne.
But what does one need to come from behind?
To come from behind, you need mental toughness. You have to realize that, your current situation does not dictate your future. So you have to have mental toughness. You have to have, the guts to say, I am going to be successful. And after you have mental toughness, you have to begin to dream. You have to see yourself as being successful. And when you do that, then that, dream will start to become a reality. And besides that also, you need God in your life, because God is the author of all true success. And so he will help to unravel those latent potential. And but also you need hard work. Hard work. It's very important. Academic achievements were not achieved on laziness. Hard work. So you have to be willing to work hard.
And you have worked and studied for all of the 14 years.
Yeah, 14 years.
That you have
14 consecutive years, from bachelor's all the way to PhD. I've worked and studied. I've cleaned bathrooms. I've had slam doors in my face. But the fact is, Ian, I knew where I wanted to be. And so I was using those things as stepping stone. In fact, when I left NCU and I was at Andrews and I went back, somebody saw me and said, oh, I don't see you cleaning these bathrooms anymore, but I don't see you around. And I'm like, no, I left already. I'm at Andrews.
Yes.
Because they thought I was going to stick around, but I was just using that as a stepping stone.
Yes. The Marlon Robinson story, another inspiring story of resilience. We take our first break on Profile.